Okay, so let's start with just like the big picture. Like I'm just going to show you how this works, and then we'll get into like the nitty gritty rules behind it. So let's start by just labeling what we've got here. So we've got a 1. We're in C major. Okay, so we've got C. What do we have here? We have G, D, G, B. So we have a 5 chord, right? Nothing fishy about that. Okay, well, what do we have here? We have a D, D, F sharp, A, C. So that's a D major chord with a 7th. So that's a dominant chord. It's a 5-7 chord, right? That's the only place we really see that. But it's on a 2 chord. So it's a major 2 chord with a 7. Doesn't make much sense. Let's just leave that just like that for now. We're going to come back, and this is what secondary dominants are all about. It's figuring out what this chord is. But let's come back to it in a minute. Okay, let's go here. What chord is this? This is a 5-7. Okay, so we have G, D, F, G, B. So we're back to F natural to make a G7 chord. And then we're back to 1. Oops. Okay. So we have 1, 5, something weird, 5, 7, 1. Okay, so let's dive into this something weird. What we have here is a 7th chord, right? A perfectly functioning dominant 7th chord. But what does a dominant 7th chord do? Dominant 7th, like this dominant 7th, leads to 1, right? It always leads to 1. 5, 7, 1. Like we've heard that 1,000 times, right? 5, 7, 1. But this is a 2-7. So where does 2-7 go? 2-7 goes to 5. Check it out. This is called a secondary dominant because this is not a 2-7 chord. This is a 5-7 chord. Hold on, I'm not done yet. Oops. And text in MuseScore is just a pain in the butt. Okay, I need a straight line here. Okay, let's make that a little bit longer. Oh, that's fine. Okay, this is what we would call this chord. Here's what we're saying. We're calling it a 5-7 of 5. Meaning, if, just for this brief little moment, if we were in the key of the 5, if we were in the key of G, in this case, this would be a 5-7. So this would be a 5-7 chord in the key of G. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say this is functioning like 5-7, and it's pushing us to our what would be our tonic if we were in that key, which is 5. So we write it as a number over, or a chord over another chord. It's almost always 5-7 of something, and in most cases, the most common one you see is 5 of 5. 5-7 of 5. So in order for this to work in the simplest way, our next chord ought to be this, which it is. We have a 7, which is then going to lead us to 1. So this is briefly diverting us out of the key of C major into the key of G and giving us the 5 of the key of G, and then swinging us back to the key of G. That 7 here is swinging us all the way back to the key of C. Okay? So we're going C, G, still in the key of C, but then 5-7 of 5, kind of firming up that, oh, maybe we've moved to the key of G. 1 in the key of G, maybe. Or this could be heard as 5, but with the 7th, it's going to be heard as 7 of the key of C, and now we're back to C. It's a diversion, a brief little diversion, sending us over to another key just for a chord or two, and then we come back. Let's hear it. Okay, so what we're hearing is 1, 5. Notice that this chord has to resolve correctly. So F sharp up to G, which it kind of cheats there a little bit. C down to B. And I've given it a kind of a root motion to really kind of help with it. Let's hear that again. Let's slow it down just a little bit. Right? So that is called a secondary dominant. It's a dominant of another key, is really kind of what it is. Okay, so that's the big concept here, right? A brief diversion out of key to explain a chromatic chord. So that's what's happening. Now, let's go a little bit deeper into the nitty-gritty of it, shall we? We shall.